Class 10, History and Civics chapter, Mass Phase of the Indian National Movement. In this chapter, we will study about Mahatma Gandhi and the national movement. Let's begin with the chapter. This is the first part of this chapter. Mahatma Gandhi was the greatest national leader of India. He was also a great politician, an organizer, and a reformer. He was a great author and good speaker. He was one of these great men who dedicated their lives to the service of mankind. Mahatma Gandhi was born on 2nd October 1869 in a trading family of Porbandar, a small town in Kathiawar. His full name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. His father was the Diwan of the Rajkot state. He was married to Kasturba at the age of 13. As a boy at school, he was shy and lonely. After passing his matriculation examination, he was sent to England to study law. He came back to India in 1890 as a barrister. He started his practice at Rajkot, but later on he shifted to Bombay. Mahatma Gandhi was the greatest national leader of India. He went to South Africa as a legal advisor in a case on behalf of a Muslim's firm. In South Africa, he saw the Indians being treated like a tribe of criminals. He fought the unjust laws boldly but non-violently. Gandhiji returned to India in 1915 after 25 years. He soon launched agitations against the Rowlatt Acts and the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. The period 1919 to 1947, when he was an active leader of the national movement, is called the Gandhian era. Truth and non-violence were the two main pillars on which the grand design of his religion was erected. He hated untouchability. He called the untouchables Harijans. He advocated the rights of women. Gandhiji was in favor of a stateless society. He stood for the use of Swadeshi goods and boycott of foreign goods to harm the English trade and bring them to their knees. His philosophy was based on non-violence. Gandhiji stressed on the unity of Hindus and Muslims, for he fully understood the strategy of divide and rule being worked out by the British. The Rowlatt Act 1990. When the fear of an agitation of people against the Montague-Kempsford reforms, the British passed the Rowlatt Act in March 1990. He gave powers to the government to arrest and to detain suspected persons and to search them without a warrant and imprison them without a trial. The Jallianwala Bagh tragedy 1990. On March 30, protests were laid against the Rowlatt Act in Amritsar. Two leaders, Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu and Dr. Satyapal, were arrested and deported to Dharamshala. On April 11, 1919, General Dyer took reins of Amritsar to restore normalcy and to suppress riots. To protest against the Rowlatt Act on April 13, people gathered at the Jallianwala Bagh in a peaceful protest meeting. General Dyer arrived there and blocked the only main gate of exit and entrance to the large field. Then he opened indiscriminate firing on the peaceful people. He and his men kept shooting till their ammunitions were exhausted. Over 1,000 died and were critically injured. Soon the whole country and the world knew about the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. The Jallianwala Bagh tragedy was followed by a countrywide agitations that united the people from all sections of the society. Gandhiji launched the first non-cooperation movement in 1920, along with all brothers who led the Khilafat movement. The Khilafat movement. When the British abolished the office of the Khalifa of Turkey, the Muslims turned against them. Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, known as Ali brothers, started an agitation called the Khilafat movement. It followed boycott as a weapon. The Khilafat movement lost its relevance when Mustafa Kemal Pasha dethroned the Turkish Sultan and declared Turkey a secular republic. The Non-Cooperation Movement 1920 to 21. Gandhiji was forced to start the Non-Cooperation Movement in 1920 when he observed the Indian trade facing economic problems. He was angered when the British did not keep their promise to grant India Swaraj after the war. Indian soldiers also began to support the national movement. The Jallianwala Bagh tragedy united the Hindus and the Muslims, followed by the Khilafat movement. The objective of non-cooperation movement was to render the government crippled and paralyzed to create such problems of the administration that would make it realize that it could not work or survive without the willing cooperation of the Indian people. Soon Khadi became the symbol of freedom. Takli and the Charkha appeared in every house by July 1921. The government banned processions and public meetings. The Khilafat and the Congress volunteer organizations were declared unlawful. About 30,000 people were put behind bars. Around 3,000 peasants in Chauri Chaura, Uttar Pradesh, were going in a protest procession when the police opened fire. In anger, the people burned down the police station, killing 22 policemen. Gandhiji was hurt by the violence in his non-violent, non-cooperation movement, so he withdrew the movement. Here ends the first part of this chapter.